Shalom Aleichem, Assalamu Alaikum. Welcome to First Chronicles chapter 20, in which there are 8 verses. Beginning in verse 1, it says, Return of the year, verses after the year was expired. The footnote in the hard copy reads, in the year advancing. And when I say hard copy, I mean the Septuagint hard copy, the Brenton specifically. Also in verse 1, gather the whole force of the army. Verses, led forth the power of the army. So the Septuagint is saying all the army, all the soldiers, versus the power only, whatever that means. Ravaged versus wasted. What does wasted mean? Does it mean to be drunk? To be wasted? No, it means to destroy, to corrupt, go to ruin, to decay, to spoil. So ravaged and wasted are similar. It says here, abode, David abode versus tarried. So it's not just that he waited, he actually lived in Jerusalem. Verse 2, there's an omission of this name. I'm not going to say that just in case. That's whether it's their king or their Elohim. But I believe that name is associated with false deities. Footnote for this name it says a repetition. So their king, basically means their king. Significant difference. It says the weight of it and on it were precious stones versus in it. So are the precious stones inside the gold, or are they visible? Why would you bury the precious stones and conceal them? Doesn't make sense. Verse 3, sawed them asunder with saws. Very gruesome. Versus cut with saws. So is it like cutting them, like death by 1,000 cuts, or is it to truly cut them in two pieces? Significant difference, it says to all the children versus with all the cities. So they did this to the people's bodies to divide them asunder versus this is what they did to the city. So they cut apart the architectural structures. Verse 4, there was again war versus that there arose war. Mentions giants versus one giant. Laid him low versus they were subdued. Verse 5, the wood of his spear versus whose spear staff. I think that's a difference of semantics. Verse 6, extraordinary size versus stature. So a man of stature just could mean someone who has height, not necessarily a great stature. This was inserted, but clearly in the Septuagint, this is a man of extraordinary size, superhuman, way above average. We don't have the measurement of this person, only the number of digits he has on his feet and hands, which are 6. We can only speculate as to how tall this man was, this giant. It says he was descended from the giants versus the son of the giant. So he either came from a bloodline of giants and had giant parents, or he was only the son of whoever this one giant is, who is unidentified. Verse 7, defied Israel, and the footnote reads, in the Greek, reproached Israel. Verse 8, there's an omission of all 4. The terms all 4. In Gath, all 4 were giants. and they fell by the hand of David and by the hand of his servants. So who are these 4 giants? Well, they're named in the previous verses. Specifically in verse 4, Safut, and then verse 5, Lakmi, and then the third one is not named, but a man of extraordinary size. And then the fourth is Goliath. It's Goliath, because those were his brothers. The brother of Goliath. So he's by default the fourth. However, we are not given that information. In verse 8, it just says these were born to the giant. It doesn't say that they were giants themselves. But the Septuagint clarifies, yes, these were all giants. So that's all for this chapter. Thank you very much for your time. Till next time, I bid you all Shalom Alechem, Assalamu Alaikum, Irini Mazisu, Pax Vobiscum. Peace be unto you, and Maranatha.